What's going on, gentlemen? It's the Pool Dork back in here. It is, what is today? March 21st? Sorry. I've been, consuming a little bit of liquid courage today. You know, I occasionally do that. I like to do it in the mornings. I do what I want. And that's the lifestyle I'm afforded by my choices. Boss man showed up this morning at the shop and met him outside. I was drinking coffee. I was off in my blue Hugh Hefner robe and was doing what I wanted to today. Don't get me wrong, had a little rough night's sleep. That happens. I still kind of have my night terrors and everything and all that. But don't, let's not get it twisted today, gentlemen. The Pool Dork is not the monk. I don't have the social influence like many of you do. MGTOW Daily, I believe you just hit your 1,000 member mark, your 1,000 follower mark. I can't remember. Please forgive my memory. I have a terrible memory. But man, congratulations to all of you who are doing it these days, and you're not stuck at home with these always needing something chicks, always needing something females. Congratulations to you if you have stepped aside, or stepped away, rather, from that mentality and that lifestyle. And if you are today, as Coach Greg Adams would say, living the free agent lifestyle, congratulations to you. And gentlemen, if you're a divorcee or you have children that you have limited access to, I want to personally express my condolences to you and my empathy, gentlemen, sincerely, because I want to go off into a tangent, and it's not really even a tangent, because, like I say, this year I turn 30. April 3rd will be my 30th birthday, but I have spent 20 years on this earth without my parents, and I want to do a little story for you, and it might go over the length that I want it to, but I want to share with you the effects that you may find yourself facing with blue pill mentality. Some people know, and if my family is following this channel, I would suggest you turn away right now, because you're not going to enjoy what I have to say. You're going to hate me for it. I don't give a fuck. You might want to unsubscribe. Anyways, I would like to tell you a little bit about my history and why I have chosen this red pill lifestyle. And, for one, I had a childhood growing up with abusive or unhealthy or toxic family. As far as the nuclear family goes, my mother and father, it wasn't good. All right, this is in the 90s. Now my father was also a veteran, and my mother, I don't know much about her. I know a little, but then again, they separated, divorced, and went into an ensuing custody battle. Shocking, right? As to, well, I don't know if I should say that word, because that's Better Bachelor's word. I'm not surprised, I should say. In the ensuing months, during the divorce and custody battle, which anyone who's gone through divorce or family court or divorce court or, custody battles, you know what I'm talking about. And even Hammerhand, I've noticed him talking about the effects that's had on his life. Let me go ahead and tell you, the Pool Dork understands from a son's perspective. I am a male child of a father and mother. The Pool Dork understands, gentlemen. I get it. And I'm here to tell you how and why. In no uncertain terms, I'm going to be specific. You're not going to like it. In 2000, I experienced the murder-suicide of my parents. And this is the direct cause of divorce court, of child custody court, of family court, especially in Alabama. When you tie a man's hands behind his back so profusely, so avidly, that his only option that he can see, and Hammerhand said it best, you know, the camaraderie, the brotherhood, the male bonding. To steal a phrase from him, the male bonding would happen on social media as hardcore as it has. In 2000, in the year 2000, and this date, this anniversary is coming up again. And, you know, for a little therapy for me, I'm going to talk about it, that in 2000, May 16th, 2000, my father, at my brother's baseball game, I'm 10 years old, my brother is 12, my father saw fit to take the life of my mother, her boyfriend, and then himself, in the eyes of hundreds of people at a baseball game. And still, people are reluctant to talk about the pushing of men to a certain point where they're either committing homicide or suicide to just stop the pain. Now, gentlemen, I will stop you here before you think for 1 second I'm advocating those hostilities. I am not. I am not. I am discouraging you from that. And I am encouraging you to be aware and conscious of your decisions, because no one will come to your rescue like they come to the woman's rescue. Your only men's shelter is prison. You have one. Prison. No one is advocating for you, and no one will. Having said, what that has done to a young male child's life has been entirely detrimental. It has ruined my train of thought and has ruined my trust in the public, in the mainstream, in the courts, in the judicial system. Today, after avid learning, I have made it a priority to learn and to understand the realities and issues men face. Now, I'm not saying that what my father did was right. All I'm saying is it possibly would not have happened if he were educated about the things he would face. What I am also saying about my life is that having learned and listened to the individuals who know and have the courage to speak up in the face of, you can't say that, that is wrong to say, you're hurting people's feelings. In the face of that, they speak up and they speak to people like me, to young men like me. I still consider myself a kid. I'm still a young man at 30. and let's be honest, gentlemen, you know, at 30 years old, never married, no kids, the responsibilities of life are my own. Yeah, I still have a lot of puppy in me. Okay, like you see a little puppy running around. He's not a dog yet. He's still got a lot of puppy in him. Well, I've made it a point to avidly research and listen and hear from men instead of the news, instead of the feminist propaganda, instead of the blue pill narrative. And I say narrative as far as what's widely accepted. This is my video to you, young men, to encourage you. Please, please consider yourself before you ever consider marriage or a relationship or having children today. Please consider yourself. Please be the one to stand up for you and never let anyone else dictate or place you in a position to where you have no choice. Because you do, gentlemen. And I'll put it to you, I will conflate right here and now. I'll say that word. I will conflate right now. If your parental rights are one of two things, abstinence or a condom, well, that's your only sexual reproductive rights, because after you conceive a child, your decision is done. If we can conflate sexual reproductive rights and then tie it in with this notion of a timeline, not a timeline, but a, what do you call it? You know what I'm saying? A spectrum between this finger and this finger. Sexual reproductive rights and your decisions of your life moving forward. If you only have two options of reproductive rights, you can and you should directly conflate that reproductive right of you have two choices. Don't have sex or conceive a child, and don't placate to a woman and give her what she wants, or give up everything you hoped for your future because now she is the most important thing in your life. Gentlemen, that's what we have. We have two options. Do or die. And I say that with confidence. You have two options. Me as a male child, me as someone who decided consciously to not bear children and to not get into a long-term committed relationship that might end in marriage and ultimately divorce, rape. Well, gentlemen, I'm speaking from the child's perspective. After watching my father murder my mother, her boyfriend, and then himself, how could you not expect me to take this path? How could you not? I see both parties' view of it. I see it. Why would I follow suit? Why would I lay down my life and ultimately place myself in a predicament where I am trapped and have no choice? And ultimately, if I choose a great path, in my opinion, for my family, if I did have one, that it would be demonized as controlling or misogynistic. Like, why would I place myself in that position? Now, I will say this. I don't advocate marriage. I do not advocate marriage at all. What I do is the same thing the Sharp Reality talks about, is understanding female behavior. Now, after you do that, make your decision. Go my own way, go red pill, or like Donovan Sharp does, he holds his women to account, but he does not marry. He does not follow that narrative. Gentlemen, the Red Pill Daily said it best yesterday. Look at all these men that are trapped with their women, that cannot get out of the house. They are trapped with their women and children, and they cannot do simple projects like go and cultivate their own masculinity by interacting in a project. They can't do things that they want to do because they're on lockdown, man. You don't understand. The majority of America right now is on lockdown. Here in Mobile, Alabama, we're not. I just went to the grocery store. I just went and got some beer. These guys have no choice. Think about that. You do. I especially do. And I use that experience from my childhood and my father's actions and the direct result of the incompetence of courts to express to you that if you don't choose for yourself to do what's right for you, you will find your head in the guillotine, however the F word you want to pronounce it. I'm going to be a little bit correct today. Gentlemen, take stock in what you have today. Be appreciative of the fact that you have your choices. And honestly, if you don't think you can have safe sex without reproducing, if you don't think that you are capable of making a decision for her to not produce something you don't want, don't get in there. Don't do it. Go home. You got two hands. You got these things. Man, you got these things. Just like they got these things. All right? Right? You follow? Wake up, man. Wake up. Wake up, yo. Wake up, young man. Wake the fuck up. I say it. I say it. And I want you to send this to a young man who does not know about the manosphere. Who does not know about how divorce court pushes young men or married men to murder or suicide or... Think about it. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to do me a favor. And this is not for me. This is for you. If you still don't believe, if you still don't understand, I want you, or if you know someone who has that mindset still, I want you to look up the Ozark ballpark shootings circa 2000. I want you to look that article up. I want you to read it. And I want you to understand that every day, every week, articles like this are not publicized. That this was my life that day at 10 years old. I am a son. I experienced this. I want you to look up, Google, Ozark ballpark shooting from 2000, and the date more specifically is May 16th. And if that does not change your mind about committing to a situation, not an individual, a situation, that you find yourself with so limited options, if that doesn't make you think and consider about planning and considering your own self, I can't help you. I can't help you, and you will find out for yourself. And after that, I'm going to leave it at that, because I definitely didn't want to get too long or too emotional, but I'm coming up on 19 minutes here. I'm coming up on 20 minutes. But I just wanted to share that. This is way personal, and I'm going to let you go. The pool dork is out. Go out, conquer your day, or stay in and conquer your day. Later.